Hey, it's Mario Armstrong, Small Biz Go Mobile. That's the website, smallbizgomobile.com, where we review all types of things like mobile apps and devices to help make you and your small business more productive. All right, and today we have a great sneak peek, a great behind-the-scenes interview of a company that you should definitely be checking out and using if you're a small business. It's called Gowalla. I actually say Gowalla. Gowalla is the name of the company, and we have both the co-founders of the company, and we have the CEO, Josh Williams, and we have the CTO, Scott Raymond, in an interview that we did earlier this summer. Come on, take a look, see what they have to say. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Small Biz Go Mobile, and this week, look at these faces. Look at these two guys. You may not know who these guys are, but you may know this logo. You know that? Gowalla. You've heard of Gowalla, right? Well, we have with us the CEO of Gowalla. He's right here. His name is Josh Williams. Hello, Josh. How are you?
Hi. How's it going?
Doing well. Glad to see you in DC.
Good times.
Coming from Austin, right?
Yep.
Good to have you. And to your left, you have Scott Raymond, the CTO.
Hi.
Chief Technical Officer.
Right.
Wow. And you're still like up, walking around. You're good.
Right.
I mean, I say that because you just had a revamp, and you guys
have been putting long hours in recently.
Yeah, you don't look. Is it Visine in your eyes there? All right. So for those that don't know about Gowalla, Josh, let's take a step back. I mean,
sure.
This is a site for small business owners. So we're all about trying to help small business owners understand how they can use mobile technologies, products, and devices to better their business. How does Gowalla kind of fit into that?
So Gowalla is a social service that allows people everywhere to share their favorite places and events, and so that can be anything from visiting Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon, to visiting the coffee shop down the street. And our goal is to make it exciting for people to share the places that are important to them, regardless of whether it's the everyday or the extraordinary. And a big part of that is the small business and venue owner, and whether that's a small restaurant or an attraction or a place to go listen to your favorite music.
Right. And so what do people do? So let's walk through how this service actually works for people that haven't experienced it. Maybe they've heard of location-based services or location sharing, but they don't really yet know what that means or how that works.
Sure. So, at its core, you can, Gowalla is a service, you can use it on the web at gowalla.com, but you can also put the application on your phone. So on your iPhone, your Android device, your BlackBerry, and you can
even in this case, your iPad.
On the iPad.
Yeah.
And we'll show you, based on your location, a list of places that are nearby. You can even sort by category. So I say I want to see restaurants, or I want to see parks, or I want to see museums. And then when you're at one of those places, you can basically check in and say, I'm here. And then after that, a whole host of things can happen. You can leave a comment or a recommendation about that place. You can even see, notes that were left there by your friends or other people. You can add a photograph, and over time, we end up with like these, packages of information and pictures and even memories related to those locations.
And so, from a technical perspective, what's really needed to do this? I mean, like as you mentioned, Josh, it's just it sounds very simple. You just use the web or you just download, but typical login and password type of thing.
Right.
And then what?
So I mean, the main thing is to have a smartphone, right? So that's kind of the primary, or the best interface for actually like stamping your passport. But now we've expanded it to work on pretty much all of the major smartphone platforms that you can get out there. But then also, even if you don't have one of those, you can access it from the web, and that way you can, maybe you're not stamping your passport per se, but just from any old computer, you can see where all your friends are and comment on their check-ins, see their photos, stuff like that.
So recently, you guys did I read a recent report, or I guess it was more of a presentation, an analysis of what happened with the New Jersey Nets.
Sure.
And you were using investor Gary Vaynerchuk, VaynerMedia was involved with that, and it really kind of walked through how somebody with such a poor basketball record of attendees, not to bash the New Jersey Nets, but I can think of many businesses that may say, you know what, we could sell more donuts, or we could sell more seats, and that unused inventory seemed to be something that you guys ended up using Gowalla with New Jersey Nets to help move that. Is that a good way of couching that? And if so, explain that.
I think we're excited about, again, getting people to go to a place that maybe they otherwise wouldn't have gone before. And with the Nets, they were able to scatter a number of virtual tickets, if you will, around the Jersey and New York areas. and folks could take those to the game and redeem them for real tickets.
So how do they find them? Was it kind of like treasure hunt type of thing?
In some ways, it was like a scavenger hunt, where folks, again, when they might, in this case, the tickets were located in places where sports fans might be likely to go. So sports bars, sporting goods stores, even the basketball court at the park. So if you checked in at a sports bar and said, "Hey, this is my favorite sports bar," there was a high likelihood, again, and you're also within a certain range of the Meadowlands. There's a likelihood that Gowalla would pop up and say, "Hey, the New Jersey Nets would like to give you 2 tickets to the game. Show Gowalla at the stadium on such and such a night, and you're in."
So it was like a random selection of check-ins at these different locations.
Exactly.
So part of it's you were driving people to these locations. Mm-hmm. And then the people would check in using your service at those locations, and then you guys would randomly kind of choose who would win.
Sure. And so on a smaller basis, we've seen coffee shops, give away discounts on drinks, or restaurants that offer a percentage off their appetizers after certain hours. And it's a great way to provide messaging to not only new customers but existing customers to in a lot of ways reward their affinity. And there's even an example of a taco truck that gave away a number of tacos each day on Gowalla, and for everyone they gave away, they actually sold 12. Because,
is that right?
One taco, you can't just eat one. You need at least 2, maybe 3. You're likely to bring a friend.
Unless you're thin like me.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the point
is, it
kind of snowballed on them, and when it was all said and done, it was kind of a remarkable way to see that happen.
So real quick, as we wrap up here for Small Biz Go Mobile, what would be maybe one tip from you, Josh, and one tip from you as well, Scott, as to maybe what you've seen work well for a small business owner? Just, maybe they're still grappling with this. They're bombarded, right? They have Twitter out there, the years, Facebook this, Gowalla that. They're like, what service do I use and how do I use it? So what would you say is like a good starting point?
So I think the first thing to do is just make sure your business is on Gowalla. So again, if you have a phone, it's easy enough to pull it up, and if it doesn't show up in the list, we make it easy to add yourself. So then you can say this is Joe's Deli, and I'm going to categorize it as a sandwich shop. So people looking for sandwich shops in this area know that you're there, and then
that's a great point. I mean, I don't want you to kind of like fly past it, because I mean that's it. I mean, if you can't be found, if your location can't be found, your competition is.
Exactly. And we make it easy to add your link up your Twitter account. So if you're already on Twitter, add that, and that way too, when folks check in at your restaurant, that gets blogged or gets tweeted back out as well, and there's kind of like a full loop that happens there. And you can see the results on, and not just within Gowalla, but on Facebook and Twitter, these other networks as well. So,
great.
So then the thing I would add is that once you've done step 1 and make sure that your business is there, then the second step is to actually encourage your patrons to come and actually do the check-in, and maybe even put a sign up by the cash register or something that says, "We're on Gowalla. Check in while you're waiting in line here, and make sure you publish it to Twitter and Facebook, because that way you're kind of generating this, it's almost better than word of mouth, right? Because it's word of foot, so everybody.
All right, Scott and Josh, I want to thank you both for smallbizgomobile.com, taking time out of your schedules to tell us about Gowalla. This really looks beautiful on the iPad. It really does. I mean, not that it doesn't look good on the website, or CTO guys over there. So like, what do you mean by that? He's giving me that evil eye. Like, what do you mean? No. It's all good. I just want to thank you guys for your time and for sharing some tips.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, Mario.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, it was a pleasure. All right, go use Gowalla, folks. Figure out how to use it for your business. You people in retail and tourism, you're missing out if you're not using it. And that's just one part of the battle. All right, more videos coming on smallbizgomobile.com. Tell us what you think about this in the comments, and if you want any follow-up questions as well. All right, thanks, guys.